We're just going to speak out because we choose peace, we choose people.
Upper Darby students are among the latest to stage such a protest. From Indianapolis to Los Angeles, students across the country have held walkouts. The students who organized the Upper Darby walkout say youth want to be in control of their own message.
I shouldn't have to go home and worry if my parents are home.
These students say walking out is their way of speaking up.
I'm not about Steve, Facebook, Donald Trump. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
The children of America are not fooled by the Trump administration. And in the face of inaction by our government, they are forcing people to listen. Hello, ladies, men, and non-binary friends. Welcome back. The kids are pissed, as they fucking should be. My FYP has recently been flooded with student protests calling for the abolishment of ICE. And it is some of the most inspiring shit you could ever see. But I feel like I haven't really seen anyone online other than smaller news stations or the students themselves covering this. Despite the crippling depression and anxiety that most children are grappling with as they grow up in a world that no one wants to live in, they are also speaking out against the unspeakable evil that our government is participating. And I'm not gonna lie, that fucking rules. But also, of course they are. Anyone can see what is happening in our country is horrifying. The demonization, torture, and imprisonment of Black and brown people, and how that has subsequently spilled over into terrorizing literally anyone who dares to be in the same area as ICE is unacceptable. Again, gentle reminder, everything that is happening now to white Americans and US citizens has been happening to Black and brown people in this country for centuries. That being said, I am so proud of these kids for stepping up. And to the people who are trying to bring them down or discount what they're doing, we'll get to you in a second. Are you prepared to fight against fascism in any and all forms it may take? It's more important now than ever to strengthen our bodies. And you can do that with today's sponsor, Trainwell. Trainwell reached out and my entire fitness journey has been transformed. Trainwell isn't just an app. It's one-on-one remote personal training with a real human coach, not AI, who actually gets you, your body, and your goals. Once you're paired with a trainer, you do an onboarding call where you talk through your goals, schedule, injury, and experience level. My trainer, Nate, asked me about my relationship with fitness and exercise and patiently listened to me ramble on. Bless you, Nate. From there, they build a personalized strength plan that evolves as you progress. I have a few injuries that I've sustained over the years, and I talked about it with my trainer, Nate, and he modified the workouts so I can strengthen those areas without risking injury. The app is super helpful, showing you exactly what the exercises should be looking like from multiple angles, where you should be feeling those exercises in your body, and any tips you might need. If you've been thinking about getting back into a fitness routine, Trainwell is manageable and customizable to your needs and abilities. And you can switch trainers anytime you want if it's not the right fit. Right now, you can take the quiz with my Trainwell link to get matched with your personal trainer and start 14 days for free. Use the QR code on screen or the link in my description below. So what are you waiting for? Meet your trainer, get your Trainwell workouts, and build the strength you need for the trials ahead. Now back to the video. Students across the nation are speaking out against ICE, and I love to see it. You know I love to see it. But it is devastating that it has come to the point where literal children are being forced to stand up against this tyrannical and cruel government.
I have been at school for the past couple months actually, with friends who are Mexican, Latino, Asian, and seeing the looks on their faces when anybody says anything about ICE is terrifying. When I'm with them, I feel angry. I feel furious. When I watch the news, I see people being kidnapped, people being hit by cars during protests. I don't know what to say. Our government is collapsing. To all the people who are out in detention centers and who are hiding away, don't give up. Don't give in. And don't let the bastards grind you down.
I should not live like this as a 16-year-old. I shouldn't be scared. I should be focusing on school, and I can't even focus on school. I'm scared that everyone that I love, I'm not going to be able to see them again, because even though that they're U.S. citizens, they don't care about us. They treat us like dogs. They treat us like animals.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. The institution of ICE is younger than me. This is not a pillar of our democracy. This is not something that has been necessary or needed for America to function. And during the entirety of its existence, it has done nothing to lower crime rates or protect Americans. Because guess what? The vast majority of violent crimes in this country are committed by who? Oh, right. White men. ICE has only been used to terrorize, control, torture, and sow fear among all Americans. ICE has been supported by Republicans and Democrats, and the entire fucking thing needs to be thrown out. And these kids are done waiting. They are so sick of this shit. Like we all are, and they are organizing school walkouts as a part of a national protest against ICE and the Trump administration. We have schools across the country spanning from New Hampshire to Texas to California and everywhere in between calling for the abolishment of ICE.
I'm standing up for the rights of people who are afraid to go outside, who don't know if their families are going to be home when they get home. I don't mind getting suspended if I'm standing up for what's right.
Even if they are legally here, ICE doesn't care. They see you on the street, you look a little Spanish, you have an accent, and you're taken. That's what it is. I've been scared my whole life, especially living in New Hampshire too, which is prominently white. There's always that kind of fear that I will be stopped, I will be questioned more than others, and that they will take action because they feel as though I'm a threat because of what I look like.
I have been in the National School District since kindergarten. I started off at Ledge Street Elementary, where I'm interning now with the kids there, and I think that really solidified my decision to do this. These tiny 6 and 7 year olds are scared for their parents. No kid should be scared of that.
When we saw that they were raiding high schools, raiding elementary schools, I felt so ashamed to consider myself an American. We need to show the people that the future generation will not take this nonsense.
Both of my parents are immigrants. They've taught me to love everyone. They've taught me to treat everyone with kindness. We have a chance to really speak for our community and speak for teenagers. We can do something about it. If everyone just joins together, we can make a revolutionary change.
There was one student in particular who kept his school and the public updated on the disciplinary actions and interventions his school was taking against any child who dared to exercise their First Amendment right.
Hi, my name's Dylan and I go to Fitch High School. At 5 p.m. this Tuesday, the principal of Fitch released an email stating that we want to make sure everyone is aware that any student that leaves school grounds during the school day will be subject to receiving disciplinary consequences for leaving school grounds without permission. All they care about is themselves. They don't care about our message or the safety of our community. If they care about us, they would have already released an ICE plan, considering we have many students that are immigrants or have immigrant parents. Fitch says they care about us, but they're ignorant to a threat that targets people like us students, and instead of fighting for our message, they're going against us and our safety. In the email, they also said that they're allowing us to hold an assembly on school grounds, but that defeats the whole entire point of this protest. Nobody will care about some random high school having an assembly. This protest isn't just about us, it's about stopping ICE. All they want is their normal everyday business to be fine, while we're supposed to act normal with mass armed federal agents literally killing civilians and terrorizing our neighborhoods. Don't let Fitch's admin take away your rights and safety.
And despite pushback from authority, they still went through with their protest. Like I said at the start of this video, I haven't really seen anybody covering this beyond local news stations or independent news organizations. And there are some exceptions, but I think there is a tactical reason for this, especially in more conservative and centrist media, which dominates the biggest media corporations in this country. The idea that kids, again, literal children, are the most vocal about this, more than many adults at this point, and people in our government. The fact that it's kids will likely upset people, knowing that our country has devolved so heavily that children who should be focusing on their studies and like baseball practice and shit are now being tasked with bringing awareness to the atrocities being enacted here. TLDR, it's a bad fucking look. And while youth advocacy and youth protests are not new by any means, it does show the severity of the situation that we find ourselves in as a country. Many of these students are either fearing for their lives personally or the lives of their classmates, or they are simply standing up because this isn't right. And it's not really surprising considering all the stories of ICE breaking into schools and kidnapping children, or camping out at schools trying to kidnap their parents at dismissal times. Not only is this cruel and traumatizing for the children directly involved, but also the children who have to witness it. On Thursday, Roosevelt High Principal Christian Ledesma said, "I am actively watching my own children process this trauma alongside their classmates. I saw the terror in young faces as armed agents showed up on the school lawn. No child should have to wonder if their school is safe, if their family will be intact when they get home, if simply going to class might be losing a parent forever. The gospel is clear. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Matthew 25:35. We are called to care for the, quote, least of these. We are commanded to love our neighbors, to seek justice, and show mercy. If you have any Trump-loving Bible thumpers in your family or community, feel free to whip that one out for them.
We have members reporting ICE terrorizing students in St. Paul, Bloomington, Columbia Heights, Burnsville, Fridley, Richfield, West St. Paul, Osseo, and Apple Valley. We have seen ICE agents in Roseville circling school property, just waiting for families to pick up their children.
142 kids didn't come to school yesterday. We're just a tiny elementary. The ICE agents, one did pull into the parking lot, and they know they can't, so they were asked to leave. But they stand on the other side of the street. Our schools are in neighborhoods. So we know they're there, the teachers know they're there, and they are circling.
Since arriving, ICE has been a dangerous and out of control force, putting every Minnesotan in danger. A mother was murdered. An elementary school was forced to lock down. Grown men used pepper spray on terrified high school students on school property.
Not feeling safe in the one place that children have away from home is unacceptable. And the same outrage that people rightfully have for lack of gun regulations that have led to school shooters and children dying in their own schools is the same outrage that needs to be held for these ICE raids happening. Now, I've seen some critiques online that are straight up dumb. And it's always the same exact talking point, which means it's coming from somewhere, probably a YouTuber or one news outlet that's covering this. But the comment that I keep seeing everywhere is, these kids are just using this to get out of school. Of course they're going to walk out. This is a conservative talking point with no actual proof and relies on you dismissing it so you don't look into it any further. Many of these kids that are protesting and again exercising their First Amendment right are being threatened with suspension or expulsion. Some schools literally barred the doors and blocked the exits to keep students from leaving, which is illegal, by the way. These protests are not something that is being well received or supported by the school administration, and many administrators are doing whatever they can to stop them. Maybe actually look into these stories before you start talking shit, you fucking idiots. These kids are facing genuine disciplinary consequences because of this. I thought America was supposed to be the land of the free. I thought we were all allotted the same rights. Apparently not. Apparently speaking out against a fascist government that is actively killing people is a no-go. That's a step too far. Fuck off. Fuck off. That shit is so fucking corny and lame. But the fact that these protesters are children also isn't stopping these right-wing lunatics from straight up assaulting them.
Get her, Jade.
Now, when I first saw this, when this was first released, it was cut in such a way that you couldn't see the start of the altercation. But upon further investigation, when you look at the full video, of course it was a right-wing agitator because isn't it fucking always? This is a man that got out of his car, wanted to pick a fight with teenage girls, and got his fucking ass beat.
That troglodyte that got his butt beat by a group of teenagers has been booked in the county jail. Chad Michael Watts, a 45-year-old from Kyle, Texas, is now facing assault charges after he went after student protesters and then a jump was had. A viral video showed Chad in a screaming match with a teenage girl before he slammed her to the ground and started hitting her. Shortly after, the rest of the students present swarmed him and beat him up. Now, the kids were part of a peaceful school walkout protesting this administration's mass deportation operations. They were holding signs and chanting, and then Chad, after seeing a crowd of teenagers protesting, he decided to try and play tough guy and attack them. What followed after is a butt whooping he'll probably never forget.
I love that these kids aren't fucking around. They will not be bullied. They won't be fucking pushed around. They're done. And I live for that. I live for that fucking energy. Let's take a look at another one, shall we?
Leave us alone! Leave us alone! Yet these are the same conditions happening on our streets today! The politicians, lawmakers, and supporters of these acts try and push that our nation must be one side versus another! They cannot interact with
Ooh, she's really trying to take advantage of that white woman victimhood. She thought it was real funny until they started swinging. Karma's a bitch. I should have known better. I think it is so rich. We all know the hypocrisy that exists within conservatism and how they're constantly talking about protecting the children. Meanwhile, these conservatives have taken to attacking literal children to lick the boot of this corrupt government. I hope this is the beginning of a lifelong journey of advocacy for these kids. This is how things started for me. Things like walkouts and protests were just the beginning. Children don't really have any agency in this country, so this is them doing what they can. They can't vote, but they can use their voice, and that's what they're doing. Keep going. Keep speaking out, keep using your voice. I'm proud of you, I love you, I support you. Even if you may not feel that support at home or at your school, you have this community, you have the Happy Pancake Lounge. Feel free to stay as long as you want. I'm sure as these protests continue to come out, these conservatives will continue to try to spin this, to invalidate these kids, calling them stupid, saying they don't know shit, saying they can't vote so they should just shut the fuck up. Well, Trump is a felon and he can't vote, and you love it when he doesn't shut the fuck up, so why shouldn't these kids have a say? Honestly, they're just pissed because these are the same people whose kids don't fucking talk to them anymore because they're straight up monsters. If you haven't already, call your reps. I know some people hate when I say that because they're like, it doesn't do anything. It does when there is so much vocal public pressure already. There are so many protests. People are fucking dying. People are loud and mad about this. If you haven't yet, just give a call. I have the 5 Calls app in the description below, which makes it super easy to find your representatives and contact their local office and their DC office. Another way you can directly support your community is seeing if there are any safety patrols for kids going to school. There are parents and volunteers that are accompanying students and helping them get to school safely so they don't have to worry about being snatched up by ICE or their parents being put in danger for bringing them. If your community doesn't have a program like this, you could always start one. This is such a straightforward issue. These kids are doing the right thing and they continue to inspire me. And I hope they inspire you too. As always, I have Rowan's GoFundMe linked below. She was supposed to attend university this year, but Israel bombed her home and her school out of existence. If you'd like to donate but you don't have the funds, you can always watch my D&D campaign, Westerly Academy, where all the ad revenue that accrues on the video goes directly to Palestinian families. So by literally watching D&D, you are helping the people of Palestine. Check out my sponsor Trainwell in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Bye. Very special thank you to Bagel's dad, Derek, Anonymous, Tiny Axes, and Robin Fellows.